Going viral is literally such a trip. And I've been doing posting on social media for a few years now, and never have I gone viral like I did a few weeks ago. So I started a series, and if you've been following me on socials, you know exactly what this series is. So I want to tell you a little bit about the backstory of what spawned this whole thing. Welcome to the Good Good podcast. I'm your host, Dee Talley, mama, licensed acupuncturist, herbalist, and embodiment coach. Here we dive deep into the realms of energy, consciousness, awareness, empowerment, and personal transformation to help you create a more vibrant and juicy life. So, an acquaintance, somebody who I used to be close with back in college, sent me an Instagram reel. The Instagram reel was this man. It was a really short one. And it was this dude. And he said, "You really need to be a bitch or you're going to develop an autoimmune condition. It's really that simple." And then in her follow-up message, she said, "For reals, women account for 70% of all chronic pain, including autoimmune issues. It's because we keep that shit down and it festers within us. We need more bitches. I saw this and I thought of you. Not because you're a bitch, but because you teach people how to release that shit." When I received this message, immediately my brain started on a loop where I was like, wow, there's so much to unpack here for so many different reasons. First off, I thought it was interesting how she was like, well, you're not a bitch, but you teach people how to do this. And I had that moment where I was like, well, am I? Am I a bitch? Because one, resting bitch face. Two, so many women in my life from when I was a young kid have always felt very threatened by me in a very interesting way. And then I thought, wow, it's really interesting the perceptions of what people think that I teach. Because as you know, I'm a licensed acupuncturist. I do one-on-one patient care. But in an online capacity, I teach women how to come home and be home in their body, how to be safe in their body. And what's interesting to me is how those two things feel kind of related. Like it is radical to think that you can take up space as a woman. And so am I teaching women how to be bitches? And so it spawned this whole series. That post, it took a couple of weeks actually. That post went viral. It now has 1.1 million views, and it's gained me about 11,000 followers in a very short time. It is such a strange experience because people, all different types of people, come kind of out of the woodworks and they all have things to say. Luckily for this post, which honestly, it's a really good one to go viral because I was doing this series anyway, so it caused a lot of people to follow along with it. Luckily, I'm on the right side of TikTok right now where I don't have a ton of haters coming in and being like, saying mean things and stuff. Like, a lot of the audience that TikTok is pushing this particular post to are my people. Like, I can just tell they're my people by the way they engage in the comments, by the way they lift up other women, by the way that their presence is online. The interesting thing about a viral post is when things go viral, there starts to be like conversation in the comments, and it can sometimes be like arguments in the comments, which is really, really interesting. And me as a projector, I like being invited before I start speaking on things. So what's happened is the arguing in the comments has actually spawned a lot of the other parts in the Be a Bitch or Get Sick series. When I first started the series, it caused me to do this whole like analysis on the word bitch. And it turns out that the word bitch means female dog, but taking it a step further, it means female dog in heat. And so I find it really interesting, female dog in heat. So it's like close to your primal senses, close to your primal body. The thing that happened in society is that women who are close to their primal nature can be an inconvenience for the world at large, not in a bad way, in actually a really amazing way. Because we are not sheep in that way. Like we can't be easily manipulated. We are really embodied, and we are really close to our primal selves. Some of the camps of comments were like, I'm not going to be called a curse word. Like that's not my goal, and like all this stuff. And I thought of it like other words that people reclaim throughout history. It's like this word, bitch, it can be used in so many different ways. Like it's not just like you're a bitch, right? It can be like, hey bitch, like what up bitches? Like there's so many different ways to use it. It can be empowering. It can be a term of endearment. It can be used as so many different ways. And for my mission, it's like, how do we reclaim it in a way that really serves us? I started in one of the parts this thing called bitch rules. And I have been adding to bitch rules as I go. Right now, I think there's 20, let's see, there's 21 bitch rules right now. And I'm like adding to it as I go. Actually, before I talk about bitch rules, I want to first talk a little bit more about autoimmune conditions, because in practice, treating patients, I see a lot of patients who have either autoimmune tendencies or straight up autoimmune diseases. Now, what I find really interesting about autoimmune and just the immune system in general is that the immune system, your B cells and T cells, are constantly circulating, and they are determining, is that self or is that not self? And that is their job. They are a boundary system. They are trying to determine, if you're not self, then I'm going to attack you. I'm going to take care of that for you because I don't want you getting sick, right? Because your body's always looking out for you. So your body's constantly doing this, right? Are you self? Are you not self? Are you self? Are you not self? Like this is a gross simplification of the immune system, by the way. I just wanted to break it down to make it really digestible. So what I find really interesting about autoimmune is when you go around and say to the world at large over and over and over and over again, I do not choose self. I do not choose self in all of the ways, like your behaviors, whether it's subconscious or not, your actions, your words, the way that you show up in the world. If you're constantly saying, I don't choose self, your body eventually chooses wrong, starts to attack cells that are self, right? Start to attack you. That's what an autoimmune condition is. It's when your body mounts an immune response to itself. And this creates widespread inflammation. And there's so many different types of autoimmune diseases. And this could be like a 7-part podcast series of autoimmune conditions. I digress. I say that about everything. I think everything could be a series. So when you say to the world at large, I don't choose me, I don't choose me, I don't choose me, eventually, now there are a lot of steps in between A to B, right? There's tons of different steps. And women account for so much more autoimmune diseases than men. Why is that, right? Because there are so many other reasons. And now I'm not saying, oh, because you don't choose you gave yourself an autoimmune condition. That is not what I'm saying at all. Because I can't remember which part, and I think it's like part 3, I go into other reasons why women get autoimmune diseases. And it's not just the sort of psycho-emotional factors, right? And there's so many different reasons. One is we have different chromosomes, and there's different ways in which they can go wrong more easy. We mount higher immune responses. And my theory is that we mount higher immune responses because as women, as baby makers, as the ones who carry our bloodlines and keep it going and going, we're really important. So our immune systems automatically, even healthy immune systems in women, mount higher immune responses. And this is because like the world needs us, essentially. But other reasons, it's like, think about the toxic load that women are subjected to between all of our products that we use, like our makeup products, our cleaners, like women are often the main cleaners of their household, right? So a lot of the household duties and all of these different chemicals that throughout the years have been more and more and more toxic, either that or more and more like exposure of what these chemicals are. And we're the ones who get more subjected to it. The other one is women need more sleep. So, how often, if a child is waking up in the middle of the night, they're coming to my side of the bed? Like, they're going to come see mommy. But obviously, mommy, I mean, they know by now that mommy is a very deep sleeper. So sometimes they go to daddy, but you feel me, right? Like, their first choice is mommy. And that's not a slight against daddy. That's just life for a lot of children. So women are getting up in the night more often. Women are cycling. So like our hormones are fluctuating. There's just so many ways in which the system can get off kilter. There are so many ways in which that happens. So I'm not saying, oh, you didn't stick up for yourself. Now you gave yourself an autoimmune condition. And then, oh, I just thought of another really important thing that I haven't even talked about in the series yet, but is coming, is epigenetics. So when I say epigenetics, I'm talking about lineages. So like your mom, her mom's mom, all throughout the women, the female, frankly, or the male line. It's like what actually gets passed down to us, because sometimes it's not ours. Yes, it's ours to learn how to undo, and then we can be the cycle breakers and the change makers. But the etiology, the main jump off point, potentially wasn't our burden to carry. But here we are with it, deciding what to do with it. So epigenetics is another really big one. So one of the camps of comments in the post was, too late, I already have an autoimmune condition, right? So in my opinion, I feel like truly it feels sad to say that it's too late. Like, I cannot say that. I do not believe that. I don't think that it's ever too late. And why is this? Because I have seen with my own two eyes women reverse or completely cure autoimmune conditions. It's not just that, oh, if you get this thing, for every single disease, there's different categories, of course, but it's not just set in stone. Like, oh, you have this, you have it for life, right? There's so many different choices to be made around it. And I have seen people completely and totally be symptom free and managing very intense diagnoses. I don't believe that it's too late. If you say it's too late, personally, my mind goes to victim mentality. Like, you are so stuck and don't want to change anything about it. None of your habit patterns, don't want to look at it. This is just where I'm at now. And that's not being done to you, babe. You're doing it to yourself. So the people who are saying it's too late, and I understand, I can see both sides of the coin, because what I just said was kind of harsh. Because I know, because of treating as many autoimmune patients, that having an autoimmune condition is hard and feels horrible. And I think it's really easy to lose hope. It's really easy to lose hope in your body. It's really easy to resign yourself to, oh, this is just how it is. This is what I'm dealing with. I'm going to deal with this for life. It's very easy to kind of go down the rabbit hole of hopeless. And if there's one thing that I could say, even if one woman with an autoimmune condition could listen to this episode and hear what I'm saying to you, your potential diagnosis is not a death sentence. You have choices, and it is never too late. Like, it is never too late. And I truly and honestly believe that. But it takes you to believe that. It's not enough for me to believe it for you. You have to also believe it too. So I want to talk a little bit about bitch rules, because this is what I created, because I thought about a world where if every single woman was following bitch rules, what would our world look like? And gosh, it is my hope that every single woman can follow bitch rules, because this is the shit that changes the world. Like, I know how lame that sounds. I know how fucking lame that sounds, but I can feel this in the whole fiber of my being that this is so important. Okay, bitch rule number 1. And honestly, I might skim by these, but I might stop and talk about some, but I could probably do like another 7 episodes just about bitch rules, because bitch rules is ever evolving too. Like, anyway, bitch rule number 1. A bitch knows her body is law. When she says no, the answer is no. How many times, ladies, bitches, how many times, bitches, do we try to talk ourselves, our bodies, out of it? Right? You're standing in line at the coffee shop. You get this feeling in your stomach. Oof. You looked at the person in front of you and you're like, something's not right. That doesn't feel good. My energy's saying something. But then you talk yourself out of it. Well, what do you mean? Nothing happened. They didn't say anything to me. It's like, because we don't give our body the power, and because many people don't think their body is law, it causes us to step away from our intuition. We backpedal. We backpedal away because your body knows. That's the thing. It's like people think, oh, if it wasn't a thought in my head, it's not truth. Well, I have to tell you, it's the exact opposite. Your body knows, and it always knows. So it can be used as a compass. When something in your system says no, and you blow by it, the thing is going to keep saying no. And it will whisper before it screams. That's another bitch rule, but we'll get there. Bitch rule number 2. A bitch knows discomfort is not danger. If somebody is disappointed, this is survivable. Bitches have to disappoint. They just have to. Because to take up space and to be in one's truth is going to disappoint people. And I know I've had comments of people like, wow, this gives me palpitations. Interesting to see, to note, right? Because we are taught to provide comfort to others, right? And many of this was like passed down from our mothers and our mothers' mothers and our family systems and just the world at large. We are taught to be palatable and make people comfortable and don't disappoint anybody. Like, what would it say about me if I decided to choose myself over somebody else, right? You will disappoint people, and you will have those people that say, hey, you're acting kind of weird. Like, what's going on? Is something new? What's different, right? And it's like, you're different. That's what's new. Bitch rule number 3. A bitch knows it's okay to change your mind. This is like so lame because this is like a new one for me, because for every other person in my life, if they're like, I changed my mind, I'm like, oh, okay, like that makes sense. But for some reason, because I have this deep thing ingrained in me, it's like, you're going to do what you say you're going to do. I didn't realize that I could change my mind. I know how lame that sounds. I literally took my therapist being like, well, we'll just change your mind. And I'm like, what? I can do that? Yes, you can do that. In fact, you are not a robot and it is not set in stone. If something is not right for you, you can change your mind. It's actually expected. You are a dynamic individual, right? It's okay to change your mind. Bitch rule number 4. A bitch allows herself to feel pleasure without earning it first. Ooh, this is a big one. This is a big one. Because of all of my warriors out there who are going down their checklists, boom, 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 boom. I got to get this whole list done before I can do the thing that brings me joy, right? But I'll do all this stuff for everyone else. And then later, when my partner asks me to have sex with them, why the fuck are you going to show up and think that you are going to get wet and love the experience after you've denied yourself pleasure all day? Like, If there's any woman out there right now, this is, let me just pause. If there's any woman out there right now who has an extremely low libido and who is just thinking that this is just my body, this is just what's happening, I really want you to take a good hard look at this rule. Are you denying yourself pleasure throughout your whole day? Listen, when I say pleasure, I'm not talking about masturbation. I'm not talking about orgasm. I'm not talking about anything like that. I'm talking about the little pleasures that you experience in your day intentionally that add up to you actually liking your life. That is super important. Why are you going to deny yourself all of those pleasures and then think that you're going to show up or have anticipation for a sexual experience? The answer is you're not, especially if you're a taxed mom, especially if you have a lot on your plate, you're doing everything for everybody. You are not going to show up in those spaces raring and ready to go. Maybe you are if you're ovulating, but probably not, right? So we can't deny ourselves pleasure. Like, pleasure is our birthright. It's not something that we need to earn. It's something that these animal bodies, our soul, a little kernel into our animal body, it is a birthright of this body to have pleasure, right? And there's tons of brainwashings of religious, don't get me started on that shit, but pleasure. Even people who are like super fucking religious, who are like, do not masturbate, do not have sex, blah, 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 blah. Pleasures. Take that first sip of your coffee and go, oh, that's nice. That feels good, right? Put a sparkly headband on your head like you were when you were a kid and go, oh, wow, right? Like, even if you are the most religious person ever, denying yourself pleasure, this is like a brainwashing. This is like a total brainwashing. Anyway, I digress. I'm gonna digress a lot here. Oh man, I could talk forever on that one. I could do like another 16 shows on pleasure alone. All right, next rule. A bitch allows herself to want things. This is kind of tied to pleasure, but what I'm saying is, like, what is your most audacious, wild goals? Like, what is like the thing that you want that you can't say out loud? Because if it is in your consciousness whatsoever, it is meant for you. So why are you denying yourself something that's like literally just coming up? Why? You're not going to actually get what you want unless you actually say, like, I want that. And no desire is too big or silly or anything. Why not? Why not you? Why not me? Like, truly, why not? Rule number 6, a bitch allows resentment to be a compass. Where she feels it, she turns away. This comes back to embodiment. When we're inside our bodies, we can use our bodies as a tool to understand when we feel certain feelings, where that leads us. I said the word compass because I mean it. Our bodies are like a compass or like a tuning fork. We're like a radio station trying to like tune ourselves to the frequency, right? So we can use this to steer us in the direction. If you have resentment for something, it means pause, back the truck up. Let's look at this situation. Because I think that resentment over time is the lead contributor to feminine rage. If you're constantly not getting what you need over and over and over, and then you start to resent it, this lives in your body. This lives in your body. It's no wonder women pop off all over, right? Bitch rule number 7. A bitch does not over-explain. She uses silence as a tool. This is like one of my favorite ones, because when I first started doing this practice, I was noticing like how much I would try to explain. Like, I would say the thing, and then instead of pausing, I would be like I would because it's so uncomfortable. This ties back to bitch rule number 2. Discomfort is not dangerous. It's survivable. It is survivable. observing, zooming out, observing yourself in silence. And maybe this is something I developed in acupuncture as a clinical skill because I use silence a lot when I'm in intake. I often let the person talk and talk and talk, and like they kind of, with my lead, they find the answers themselves. It's so much more impactful when the person finds those answers themselves versus, even if you know it, you telling them. Like, silence is one of the most underrated tools that we have, especially as females, especially when we're talking to men. More on that in another episode. I can just feel it. I can just feel it. My brain is so funny when I'm doing podcasts. I feel like I'm talking about something and then immediately I get like a bunch of other different channels that I could talk about each one. Oh man. Okay. Anyway, bitch rule number 8. A bitch knows resting is the best form of productivity. This one is like a capitalist patriarchal brainwashing for all of us. We think that if I try hard enough, I am going to get there. And we forget, especially as women, that we are cycling and we need rest. And there are times in our cycle where our body is like, no, bitch, you need to pump the brakes. And then shit goes awry when you can't pump the brakes. Like in your luteal phase, when you're about to like explode, like you're so pissed off or you want to burn it to the ground, right? We have to rest, and we have to do it in a way that serves us without guilt, without feeling like, oh my God. And you might be feeling like, oh my God, I should do something. I need to blah, 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 multitask. And isn't it so funny to watch men try to multitask? I just think about this shit all the time where I'm doing like 17 tasks and my husband is like trying to button a duvet and he's like, do, ba do, ba do, ba do, ba do, ba do. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. Oh my fucking God. This is a lot. Like, but truly, our minds as women, there is so many open tabs in our brain. Like, so many open tabs. It's wild. So why wouldn't we rest? Like, that's just ridiculous. Bitch rule number 9. A bitch is not endlessly available for phone calls and text messages. She responds when she has the bandwidth. It's something about this particular time in our lives where we're so connected through cell phones is like, why would you be endlessly available? What is it in us that says, oh, so-and-so called, I need to call him back immediately. I need to text him back immediately. It's like, this is part of the reason why we are so disconnected from nature. It's because we're so technologically connected, but we're endlessly available. Like, we need to have boundaries around this, or else it literally permeates our whole life. And I am guilty of this too. But do you ever notice when you put your phone down and you intentionally are like, no, I'm not going to? You have the first little bit of like discomfort of like, oh, I should text back. Oh, I should text back. And then it's like, once you don't though, it's so much better when you are able to, like when you have the bandwidth to, it's so much better for everyone involved. So now my response rate is like 3 to 5 business days for most people. Unless you're my husband or my work wife. I'll answer those phone calls. Okay, bitch rule number 10. A bitch allows herself to be vibrantly and wildly alive and take up space, even in a world that demands that she shrink. I think this is another radical one that I want every single woman to take up as much space as she can and allow the ability for her life force to rise to the surface. And the world will often want her to shrink because it feels threatening. But for most women, we know deep down, this isn't threatening. We're not threatening. Why wouldn't we hold that power? Why wouldn't we hold that power given what our bodies are here to do, to carry life? Like, of course, why can't we take up space? It is just wild to think about. Bitch rule number 11. A bitch knows that not everyone is going to benefit from her healing. This goes back to bitch rule number 2, right? People get uncomfortable. they are uncomfortable disappointing people. And not everybody, all the people that you've overextended yourself, that you've returned every single phone call and text message immediately, those people will not benefit from your healing, right? Because you're going to leave them on red. Like, right? The most important thing is that you benefit from your own healing. Bitch rule number 12, a bitch gets paid. Ask for the fucking raise, babe. Ask for it. Why can't you get paid? You should get paid. Bitch rule number 13. A bitch knows that regulating her emotions is extremely important. This is another one of those embodiment ones where we need to be with our body and with our truth. The problem, and I did another post on this in Be a Bitch or Get Sick series, is the problem with modern day nervous system work is that people think this is a mindset issue. And that is extremely frustrating as somebody who works in embodiment and in holistic health, because we know that this isn't a mindset issue, it's a body issue. So if you just hold your hand on your heart and your belly and tell yourself that you're okay, that's nice. But my biggest question to you is, what if you're not? What if you're not okay? If you're denying truth, you're skirting over it, you're repressing it, you're deciding not to look at it, that's not truth. So you spend your whole life telling yourself that you're okay. And underneath all of that, you're not fucking okay. Like, we have to be with truth. So regulation of emotions through your body is super important. Bitch rule number 14. A bitch knows that denying her needs creates friction in relationships. All you can do is really ask. You need to ask for what you need. And it's not up to you to manage whether or not the person you're asking can deliver. You just have to ask for your needs. And don't just deny them just because. Ask. Rule number 15. A bitch knows that energy is her most precious currency, not money. This is a big one because it's like, if you are going to work every day and feeling like you're paying, that's a big one. I know work is paying you with money, but your energy and your attention ranks higher than money. We're talking about your time. We're talking about your life. Big chunks of your life. If they are not in alignment, that is going to deplete you. Rule number 16, a bitch apologizes when she's wrong. So Be a Bitch or Get Sick is not about being cruel. It's not about piping up and being mean or rude, it's about truth. It's about truth. And if you're wrong, say you're wrong. Bitch rule number 17. A bitch knows that fun is the antidote to feeling dead inside. This one's kind of related to pleasure, because so many times we're denying ourselves the fun until we do all the things. But my goal is, how do we integrate fun into everything? I think about this like vacation eyes. Vacation eyes is really just an energy that you bring to your life. Literally bring vacation up to your eyes and view it as a lens that you see your life through. Because we can't just wait till once a year to have fun. That's just depressing. Like, we can't do that. We have to actually have fun sprinkled in. Bitch rule number 18. A bitch knows that she's not for everyone and she shouldn't be. This comes back to energetics. Your vibe attracts your tribe, and not everybody is going to be for you, and you are not going to be for everybody, and you shouldn't be. So why try to appeal to the masses? Because in order to pull energy in, you need to also be able to repel it, or else it cancels itself out and you're not for anybody, right? You have to be for someone, but not for everyone. Bitch rule number 19. A bitch knows that denying her basic needs isn't heroic. It's just plain sad. This is a continuation on the other one of needs. Like, you need to eat and drink water and sleep and do the basic things. Like, we're talking bare minimums. This is another one of those things. If your body is telling you your basic needs and you are like blowing by every basic need, You're saying to the universe at large, I don't choose me. I don't listen to me. I don't value me. And how the fuck are you going to keep going if you're not eating, drinking, sleeping, and doing like basic functions, right? I love how people come to me in practice and they're just like sick, like they're really sick. And then I'm like asking them these basic questions, like how much, like when do you eat? What's your diet like? How much do you sleep? All these things. And they're just like, none. Like nothing. I don't eat, or I eat fast food, or I sleep 3 hours a night. Like, how the fuck do you expect your body? You're not a robot. Like, how do you expect your body to heal when you're literally not giving it enough glucose to even like function your brain? Like, truly. I mean, it sounds kind of silly to say it like that, but for some people, like, you would be shocked at how many people get automatically better when they start just taking care of their basic needs. Bitch rule number 20. A bitch knows that her body will help her find her true purpose in life. And this goes back to the compass idea. If we actually put stock in our desires, in the things that light us up, it helps guide us to our truth, to our purpose, and where we're going in life. We can't just deny our bodies and only think of it kind of as a mild inconvenience, like this animal that you have to tend to every day. But it's actually an amazing, wonderful tool, because if you can tune in this process of finding your true life's purpose, or how to be the happiest or the hottest, or whatever it is that you're going for, will be so much easier if you can be in touch with your body. Bitch rule number 21. A bitch doesn't wait for her body to beg. No, she doesn't. We're just listening. Like, because your body is always communicating with you, right? We've talked about this one. And I've said this probably 800 times, but your body whispers before it screams. So if you can listen to those small little whispers, you will save yourself the trouble for when it starts to scream. The time that it chooses to scream is at the most inopportune time, right? I would personally rather listen to the whispers, self-correct, run experiments, see how it goes for me in little increments than just let it build and build and build and build. And then when the scream comes, it's like, now what, right? Like out of work, hardships, inconveniences, right? How do we work with ourselves, this version of ourselves? So that way we're looking out for our future version in about a month from now or a year from now. How do we make their life easier, right? And that's what I'm talking about, because what I see is this just builds and builds and builds and builds. And it doesn't go away no matter how much you're going to distract or dissociate or whatever it is. It doesn't go away. So these are our bitch rules so far. And like I said, I have been adding to bitch rules as I go, because there's more and more and more and more that have come up. I also started talking a little bit about our children, which that was kind of felt like a brave moment for me, because it's like, okay, I'm ready to really piss off the masses here. And I basically said that daughters need to see their mothers disappoint people. And it's not enough to just say it to her, be like, you should take care of yourself, even if it disappoints people. Like, she needs to actually see you, because think about how you learned, right? You learned by watching. Yeah, they said it to you in so many different ways, but like what you really ingrained in your subconscious and in your system was what you experienced and what you saw. It wasn't what you heard. So in this series, I think there's been like 22 parts, and it just keeps growing. Now, interestingly, when I first started this series, I would say things like, I do not teach women on the internet how to be bitches. But if I did, here's what I would say. And there was this random person who just commented, and she goes, girl, just own it. Just own your niche. And I'm like, touche. Okay, I guess that is what I do. And it's like, I didn't set out to be like, this is the thing, but it almost feels like this is jarring enough for women to hear, to be like, oh shit, like there's some truth to that. I see myself in that. And in the intersection of this and my work. So my mission is to teach women how to be more at home in their bodies. And Bitch Rules is a framework where it's actually used in real life. Because the things that I teach and the things that I talk about, if you're new to this work, it can feel a little bit confusing and you're kind of like, wait, what is this? Like, what does she do? And I feel like Bitch Rules gives it a way to be really tangibly lived out in your life. It starts with the ability to look neutrally at the situation and just see what's happening, right? What I see is a community of women forming who are looking out for each other in a way that feels very nourishing, right? It feels very good to have my people essentially finding me, and we're all doing this work together, because it's so much less lonely and it's so much more fun when we can do it all together. I didn't plan for this, but when the stream of consciousness is out and going, sometimes things just drop through. Bitch rule number 22. A bitch lets her insides match her outsides. What does that mean? What does that mean? It means that if there's something going on the inside of you, let's get it to the outside. This is the fastest way to move through, right? Move through emotions, but it can also be other things too. If you are sparkly, shiny cotton candy on the inside, babe, put on that tutu. Like, put on the outfit, reflect it out. If you feel like garbage, wear a fucking trash bag. I'm so serious right now. We have to let our insides match our outsides. This is how we move through emotions. And people ask me, how do I do that? How do I do that? How do I do that? This is how you do it. And I'm not saying it's comfortable, but we have to be able to move it through in a way that's constructive. Because it's when we stop it, it's when we go, oh, can't feel that, can't do that. Or like social norms, like, oh, I can't wear the tutu, or I can't put on that pink eyeshadow, or I can't do whatever the thing is. And at this point, you are doing yourself a huge disservice if you hear those little inklings and you ignore it. Because what are you saying to the world at large? You're saying, I don't choose me. I don't choose me. And babe, please, you got to choose you. You got to choose you. Nobody else will choose you the way you choose you. Nobody else will choose you the way you choose you. And I wholeheartedly, I'm telling you this with my whole chest. We have to get comfortable being our own friend, listening, letting our insides match our outsides. This is the way that bitches rule. This is the way that we move forward in the world. One more thing, and then I'm wrapping up. I feel like so often online, in like online spaces, I would hear so many things online of like, I hate being a woman, or, you know, it's so hard, and I resent, you know, how nice would it be to be a white man, like all the things. And I've come to this place, and I hope, babe, that you get here too. I've come to this place of feeling so fucking grateful to be a woman. I am so grateful for so many reasons. For so many reasons. Having that feminine embodiment, it's so fucking beautiful, honestly. Everything about it is so amazing. We are such dynamic creatures. What our bodies do is literally next level shit. It really is. A man could never. A man could never. I'm saying that with my whole chest too. I'm so fucking grateful to be a woman for every reason. Source gate, my anatomy, my vulva, my breasts, my body, my softness, my strength. And never again will I let anybody say to me, and actually take it on, that a woman is a burden or that she's inconvenient or that anything. Because again, a man could never. Our bodies are amazing, no matter what shape and size you are. I just hope, and this is going to sound so fucking cheesy, my hope for you is that you can see yourself in the way that I see you, which is beautiful, bold, expressive, powerful. It's all the things. I am so grateful to be a woman, even despite all the bullshit of like our rights. There's like a lot of bullshit, right? Our rights being taken away and, you know, the patriarchy and all the things, which again, I digress because I could talk forever on that too. But if you can't actually see yourself in the way that I'm seeing you and telling you to see yourself, which I understand it's obviously more impactful when it comes from you anyway, borrow it. Borrow, let these words wash over you. Let these words wash over you. And I'm just so honored to be mommy bitch. Like I'm so somehow, this is funny. Oh, I never said this. When I first started posting on social media years ago, I started calling myself mommy bitch. I'm not kidding. This was like years ago, 3 years ago, maybe. It never really stuck because I was like, this seems like, I don't really know. Like I keep saying mommy bitch and like I got like 3 likes and an unfollow, you know? So I stopped calling myself mommy bitch, but for some reason, here we are. We're full circle. So anyway, I'm seriously so fucking grateful to be mommy bitch. Like, I've got you. I'm here for you. I love you. You are amazing. And I will see you in the next episode. Fuck yeah.